Hello book lovers, it's Adelie Blunt here again with Usborne Books and More, and today we're going to talk about some nonfiction books for our younger readers. And I'm going to start with one of our best sellers, which is our Shine a Light series. There are now 15 books in this series, and there's one I'm sure that that your readers would really like. They're only $12.99 a piece for this great hardback book, and all you have to do is add a flashlight for your readers or whoever you're buying this gift for to really enjoy it. I'm going to start with At the Garage, and it's great because on each page there is a little bit of information, and then in this particular book they're working on cars at the garage, and it asks you a question or tells you to do something, and all you have to do is turn one page. You got to make sure you turn one page and not two. But when you hold the flashlight or maybe even your phone behind the page, this one says, what will happen to the car that has been towed? You can see the car there. And when you hold the flashlight behind the page, a picture will magically appear behind it. I say magically because that's how the kids like to see it. And then when you turn the page, you actually get to read a little bit about what's going on in that picture. So each page has something hidden behind it, and then you can see that magical image appear and then read a little bit about it on the next page. And then at the end, you even have more information about what's going on in the book. So great information, lots of information in these books, and then you add that flashlight element to it, and the kids love it. Makes great gifts for Christmas or birthdays because all you have to do is go get a nice little flashlight and add that to the gift. We have lots and lots of nonfiction Lift the Flap books, and we'll start with those for our younger readers, which is the very first question and answers book. We have several of these. I have What is Poop and What are Germs, and they are great for ages about 3 and up. And there are lots of nice graphics in there, as well as these wonderful flaps. And the great thing about the flaps is it adds just that extra little motor skill that helps really drive in those bits of information that they learn throughout the book. The very first books are only $13.99 a piece. And again, they are for your younger readers, like ages 3 and up. Then we have the first question and answers books, which is about for age 4. And again, lots of flaps that they can lift up. This is about bees, so it talks about what are bees, why do we need bees, where do they live, about growing up in the hive, and information about people who work with the bees. And again, great information with all of those flaps. And these are only about $14.99, and again for about ages 4 and up. Then we have a series called Peek Inside, which is for about ages 4. This one is Look Inside, which is about age 5. And then we have See Inside, which is for age 7 and up. So the See Inside is going to have a lot more information, more flaps, and more condensed information, whereas these are going to be a little bit less information, but still have all of those great flap books, flap pages that will keep their interest. There's even flaps within flaps. As you will see here, we have this big flap, and then we have even a flap down here. All of these kind of things that just make these books even more enjoyable for your readers. These run about $14.99 a piece, and there are different levels with the Peek Inside, Look Inside, and See Inside. And then we have some that are just called Lift the Flap. These are, the price is really where you're going to be able to tell the difference. These are our earlier ones, so they're $13.99. And they have lots of information here. This is our math one, so there's some adding and subtracting. But then there's also some great questions and problems where they have to use their critical thinking skills, and it's not just counting. So we have questions like, how many presents will there be left to open if Bunny opens 2? And they can see how many presents are there, and they can see how many are left. You can talk about What does that mean? Are we going to add or subtract? And those kind of things there. So this is for an earlier reader, and it is only $13.99. And then we have Lift the Flaps for a little bit older readers, which are going to be $14.99. This one is actually $15.99 because the picture atlas includes a map of the world in the back that also has a list of the flags of the countries. And so you can see there's lots of great graphics, and of course you have the flaps there that include more information about the places on the earth. So lots of different Lift the Flap choices. You can think about how old your reader is or maybe their interests, and if you think there's just so many to look through, you can let me know and I'll be glad to help you find what you're looking for. One of our favorite books is Everyone Poops. And if you have a toddler who's potty training, or if you just have a kid who likes reading about poop, this is a great book. Don't let it be too scary for you. It's very funny, but it also includes lots of information about what poop looks like and what animals do when they poop. And of course it includes that every living thing eats, so everyone poops, which is the whole point of understanding why we have to go to the potty. This is only $7.99 for the paperback version. For car lovers or racing lovers, this is going to be a great book for them. This is solely information about different cars. This is the Mean Machine series, and inside you will see that there are just real-life pictures of the different cars, as well as information about those cars, whether it's their top speed, their horsepower, all of those information that a car lover would enjoy. This might even be great for an adult car lover, like a dad or a grandpa. Make a great gift for them as well. So each one of these is $6.99 a piece for the paperback version. We have many, many big books. This is Big Book of Sea Creatures. We also have Big Book of the Body, Big Book of Bugs, Big Book of Big Machines, all different kinds of big books that you can choose from. And the great thing about these, the reason why we call them the big books, is not just that they are a big book, but also because they have these great fold-out pages that give you even more information in a big format. Some of the pages fold out like that, and some of them, it's going to be kind of hard for me to show you in this video, but some of them even fold out like this and show you all those big creatures in big ways. So each one of the big books is $14.99 a piece for this great hardback book and the big fold-out pages. And they're great for those readers who really enjoy getting to use their fine motor skills, opening those pages and seeing all those big creatures and big machines. One that I really have enjoyed is Above and Below. This is a beautiful book with lots of different animals and lots of different places, and you get to learn about what is above in those places and what is below. You have a little half page here, and then you see the pictures of those things that are above or below, and then you get that information about those creatures. Here's one that we have for above. And you can see that those creatures that you see then are talked about on that little flap. So it's a very interesting book, lots of good facts, but it also has beautiful pictures as well. And this is $13.99. Not to be too confusing, but we have two books called What's Above and What's Below. And we started with What's Below, and it was really neat because we call this a pop-down book because the pages are pointing down because they're talking about what is below the earth, whether it's below the snow, below the ground, even below the city streets. Lots of great information about things that are below. And then What's Above has just come out, and you kind of have to turn this one on its side, and you can see the things that are above the trees and above the buildings, even on top of the buildings, and it even shows our world. Each one of these are $15.99 a piece. They're fun with those pop-up elements to them, but also includes lots of great information there. And the last one I wanted to show you was It All Starts with a Seed. I really like this book because I learned myself so much information, so many new facts about seeds and things that grow. It's not just the apple seed. You're going to talk about avocado seeds. You're talking about things that grow under the ground like the beets. It even talks about rice paddies and how different things are spread and grow. So if you have a little chef or just a food lover in your life, this is a great book with lots of good information about how plants grow and how seeds are spread. So that's just a taste of the nonfiction books that we have just for our younger readers. And there's so many more that you can look for. And if you can't find what you're looking for or you don't know where to start, you can always get with me and I will be glad to help you find just what you're looking for. Thank you.